What's up, guys? This is Chris here, and today it's gonna be a good day. Today we're gonna be testing out the new Sig P226 X5. Now, this is a variant of the very venerable P226. The 226 is one of my favorite, if not my absolute favorite, Sig Sauer pistol, and they did some changes to it recently to kind of upgrade it to give it kind of a more competition vibe, at least for this particular model. And I think there's a lot of features on this that are going to make this a lot of fun to shoot. If you're unfamiliar with the Sig 226, it was the Navy SEAL gun. It's one of the most tried and tested pistols of all time. Usually comes in double single action, although a lot of them now come in single action only, which this one is, as you can see here. Single action only means it only works with the hammer back, which is pretty cool. This one also comes with other features, including a longer slide. The original 226 is a 4.5 inch. This one's a full 5 inch. We got front and rear serrations, making it easy to run the gun. We have adjustable target sights with the fiber optic front. That's going to be very nice as well. I believe under this somehow, somewhere might be an optics mount. At least it looks like it is. My guess is probably for the Sig Romeo. They say they're RMR compatible, but they're really not because they don't have the same screws. Thanks for that, Sig. It does have an interesting setup as far as the slide release, and then the takedown lever, because Sig's been doing this a lot lately, I like this a lot, is more of a gas pedal, which is cool. Now, sadly for me, it's too close really for me to use. I would need mine to be out there a little further, but I think that is a nice feature for most people. The ambi safety, the double-sided safety, is very cool. I think it's actually done really well, especially for a non-1911 gun. Usually when you see manual safeties, they're done pretty poorly. However, this one's done really well. Magazine release is also checkered, extended, and it works real well. There's two versions of this gun that came out, the classic and then the competition. I got this one just because this is the one that was at Mr. Guns when I picked it up. Thanks, Mr. Guns, for having some cool shit. And I got it with the Patreon dollars, by the way, so thank you for that. I got the one with the black G10 grips. It's a little more practical anyway, but they do have one with the wood grips, and it looks very cool. Heavy gun. I think it's an all steel gun. I'm not super sure about that. I haven't looked at the weight, but it is heavier than my 226 for sure. Kind of knocking it out of the category of a do-it-all pistol like the 226, but this is meant specifically for competition anyway. So if you're a 226 guy, use it for concealed carry, use it for home defense, and you want a competition gun in single action only for some reason, this is your ticket. Now, the issue I have with single action only competition guns is that if you're going to get into carry optics, if you're going to get into USPSA production or something like that, you're not going to be able to with a single action only gun. And if you want to shoot single action in competition, you can't really shoot 9mm because you're going to be shooting minor then. So it, to me, doesn't really fit into the competitions that I shoot in, although there are tons of them, and I'm sure there are competitions available for this. However, I will just be shooting this for fun on the range. I think it's a good gun. I think it's very expensive though, coming in around, I think the $2,000 price point. We'll put it down below if I got it wrong. That being said, I think it does have some very cool upgrades over the 226, including a little bit different grip as well. You can see more of an X5 grip there with the included kind of finger groove there, undercut on the trigger guard, and then a bit of a bump here with some checkering. It does have a magazine well as well, along with 3 of these 18 round or 20 round magazines. I'm not sure how many rounds these are either, because I didn't look this gun up. I bought this right at the gun store, and you're seeing it now. That's why it's called the First Shots. We'll for sure have a full review, maybe a 1,000 round review down the road. But before we do that, I do want to mention my Patreon supporters again. Thank you very much. We bought this with the Patreon dollars. If you want to support the channel, it's the best way to do it. There's a link in the description below. If you're not interested in Patreon, but you still want to support us, YouTube also has its version called Super Thanks. Tons of people have been doing that lately. We appreciate that. It buys guns and ammo either way. If you want to support the channel, both work. I also want to mention a local shelter in Ames, Iowa. It's the YSS. It could really use your help, so please go to that link and donate to those kids. It's a youth shelter in Ames, Iowa. It means a lot to me. The description will bring you right to the donate page. Now, one thing I noticed right away that I absolutely don't like is the way I rack the slide. I keep bumping my hand right into this gas pedal. I've never used one of these before. I always thought they were a cool design. Now I don't. And today we're going to be doing the cold start here at 75 yards, partly because I like to see how good I am, partly because it's the closest thing to where I filmed the intro, mostly just because it kind of makes the trolls mad every once in a while. We get a lot of people to say you should never shoot a handgun at 75 yards because it's impractical. But I mean, if you can shoot at 75, you can shoot at 15, right? Or 10. So I guess I don't understand the argument. Plus, it does just fine at 75. I'm getting greedy there shooting that small one.
You always do.
I know. You gotta try though. I'm gonna get that small one.
Okay.
Yeah!
Success!
Look at this evil thing.
What have you there?
I have an alien egg. Things are
Alright.
just tons of fun. Won't be that mean. I'll let him pollinate. Well, one shot at 100, and we are 0 for 1. Well, that is hard to get to. I gotta tell you, I won't be using the slide release on this gun too much. The slide release is tucked right in there behind the manual of safety, and it seems great and all, but like, I mean, like for a competition gun, if I want to go bang and I want to hit, what I want to do when I'm reloading in competition is when I come off my, I want to stay in my box, I want to reload, and while my hand is going back up to the grip, I want to be able to hit that slide release at the same time. You're not going to be able to do that with this gun. At least I'm not. That being said, still really, really accurate, as all 226s are. I shouldn't speak for all 226s because there might be some dumb ones out there. It's hard to tell. But every 226 I've ever shot has been incredibly accurate. That was like one of the issues we were having on the 210 video, is that the 210 is touted as the most accurate SIG. But in all fairness, I mean, I think I shoot the 226 better for me personally. Sometimes it's hard to get good trigger control when it's cold outside, especially with gloves. You just have to focus on that front sight, and you have to really, really pay attention to your trigger control. All right, so now we're right into the sun, but we're at 50, and we're gonna be shooting at the target with the fail barrel next to it, which is what I've designated it as. If we go low and left, like I always do when I miss, because I have, you know, right hand problems, we're gonna hear the fail barrel. Where am I going now? I can only hit every other one, apparently.
Apparently.
It's like, I have SIG iron sight problems, though. We all know this. Fail barrel. Okay. I don't know what it is, man.
Okay.
What do you think? Should we warm up the legs a little bit?
Do her to her, Lars.
Reload.
Okay.
They won. Think that could defend your house?
I think so.
Go over here. You want to do a bill drill?
Do a bill drill.
I'll do it from compressed ready. Say when.
Okay. That was only 5. then you could do that.
All right, so first impressions of the 226 X5 are that A, it's expensive, but B, it works really well. I like the trigger a lot. It's kind of interesting to have a single action only trigger that sort of looks like a double action trigger. It feels kind of weird, honestly, as far as like this compared to the single action only of like the 226 single action only Legion. I think I'd probably prefer that trigger. That being said, this one certainly has lower recoil. Having that full 5-inch slide with the steel guide rod and then the full dust cover underneath, it has very low recoil. It allowed me to shoot very quickly. The sights were pretty much on. I had some issues at 50 yards. For some reason, I always do with SIGs. I don't know what the hell that is. I was shooting at 100 and I was shooting 75, no problem. And then at 50, all of a sudden, nothing. So either way, the grips felt great. The grip itself was good, but the G10 grips give really good texture, although you don't need it that much because the gun's so heavy that the recoil is very, very little. It tracks great. Some 5-inch guns don't track that great. This one tracked pretty well. I felt no real sluggish recoil impulse coming back like I would with the X5 Legion 320 series. You don't really get that in this for some reason. 226 is better, what can I say? I don't know. There were some things I didn't like about it. Number one, I would immediately get rid of this. I don't like that. I bumped into that a few times already. I don't feel like you need that to control the recoil, although I like that design. I like that concept on some things. I think this could be done better. Couple things I have to say about the gas pedal. Number one, this is the only surface area you need. All this shit below it is just useless. You just cut that off, Dremel that off, and then you wouldn't have problems of running into it while you're trying to operate the gun. Second thing, the slide release is meant to be, I guess, hidden on a competition gun. Seems a little silly to me. Because, I mean, on a competition gun, you want all your controls enlarged, like a lot of these are. Magazine release isn't large. Safety isn't large. The takedown lever gas pedal's ridiculously large. And then you've got this little slide release back here that no one can reach. I don't know about that. Maybe that was designed by somebody smarter than me. However, I'm not a big fan. I love the color of it. I love the look of it. I like the black and the stainless. It looks amazing. It operates amazing, but it is very pricey. And for just a competition gun that you can't really shoot any common competitions in, I'm skeptical. I like a lot about it and I dislike some of it. That's for sure. This is gonna come in, I think, around the same price as the single action only Legion. And just because it's kind of more of a do-it-all gun, I would feel good about that being a home defense gun, and you could even concealed carry that. I would err on the side of that most likely. But if you want just a pure shooting experience, this brings benefits as well. I think the other one might have a little better trigger. However, this one I think for sure has a better recoil impulse. That is the one thing I dislike about the 226 series, probably the one thing, and that is the alloy frame with the 4.5-inch slide gives you a little bit more recoil impulse because it has a bit of a high bore axis, as all SIGs do, except for the 365. But this one, much lower recoil. However, I do prefer the classics. Let me know your experiences with this gun as well, because I only know a couple people who own one of these, and before the full review, not only do I like to do my own testing, but I like to hear other people's opinion as well. So leave that in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Please help out your local homeless shelters, and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.